Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? You're here on Pillar to Post, the home of Apex Wrestling Entertainment. I want to introduce to you my co-host for the night. He is none other than the promoter of WGP and the foundation, Hollywood Haywood. How you doing, brother?
I'm just so good golly excited to be here, Mr. Wall, for the debut of Apex. And I hear we have some great good golly action.
Oh, we do. A hell of a show lined up for you. And this is the beginning of a G1 style um, tournament to crown our very first world heavyweight champion here in Apex Wrestling. And the thing of it is, it's going to require people with certain styles of promoing to change their game up throughout. And I'm very intrigued by that. How are they going to be able to mash up with their opponents from week to week and not come off sounding the same?
Exactly. And you're going to see some matches that people have only dreamed of here in this tournament tonight. You're going to see some people that are matched up that have never faced before. You're going to see some dream matches, and to see who can move through their pod the most effectively and get to the end to hoist that big world championship at the end. That's going to be a journey that I'm glad I'm here for.
Well, speaking of which, now this is not the official title, ladies and gentlemen. This is what came first, but better always comes next. Ladies and gentlemen, this tournament is for the Apex World Heavyweight Championship. Now, the one that is coming is not quite the same, but like I said, sometimes better comes second.
Hey, you can't rush perfection, Mr.
No.
Wall. You can't rush perfection.
Now we have another tournament coming up, and that is a twofold system. It is to give back to the EFED community, as well as support the Sick Children's Hospital. That tournament, I'm hoping, will start in late February, maybe March 1st, but not to be confused with what we're doing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the title for the Invitational, the Apex Heavyweight Championship. This one will be given, and you will not have to compete unless you so choose to defend this title. But this is not what we're here about. Nah.
We're here for something much different tonight.
And what I like about this, the crew that I was able to bring in, there are heavy hitters. These are people on top of their game here in the promo verse. And when I say promo verse, I mean the EFED world as a whole.
Absolutely.
And guys that have the opportunity to be like the dark horse, they're also represented in this tournament. And the block A, block B situation where you got to run through every single opponent within your block to prove that you are the best, that you deserve to be the face of Apex Wrestling Entertainment. It's a scratching and clawing opportunity. There is no easy way in to just get your hands on that title and say, I'm better than you. You have to prove it.
You have to prove it time and time again, actually.
Yeah.
To get through one of these G1 style tournaments, you don't just have to beat one person or beat two. You really need to dominate throughout, because you know that on the other side of your pod is somebody else doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
And eventually your paths are going to collide for one of the biggest prizes in the game that we just saw on your screen.
Yeah. Now, the lineup has changed a little bit. There are some late entries after some departures. So round two is going to look significantly different. So these people stepping in where others stepped out, they are at a bit of a disadvantage in this. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how they step up their game, because they're coming in the deficit already.
Right. It'll be interesting to see, but with the right person, the right approach, I mean, anything is possible. And big props to anybody that comes in and fills in a spot and comes in from behind. That says a lot about their confidence level, don't you think so, Mr. Wall?
Speaking of which, I want to commend Pretty Petty Peterson as well as Triple M, because Triple M stepped in due to a early departure, and it was the final days where promos were due, and Petey would have been at a disadvantage. Well, he would have had basically a bye, but Triple M stepped in last minute, promos done by both men, and although the preparation wasn't there, they were phenomenal promos, and we're going to get into that. How about we start the show off with our first bout, and it's two men that have never faced each other, which shocked the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier, Pete, when you sent that to me, and yeah, that's honestly, Blunt has wanted that for a while, right?
Yeah. Blunt Rowe versus the Unfiltered in our opening bout, and like, it stunned me. It truly did, that these two have never faced each other before. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for our first matchup here in Apex Wrestling Entertainment. It's time to join Fight at the Apex. Ladies and gentlemen, in our first bout for Block A, Round 1 of Ascension, it will be the Serpent of Psyche taking on the Neighborhood Stoner, whose body hits the floor as the Unfiltered Grant Miller challenges Blunt Rowe.
Apex Wrestling is the talk of the town. It's the place where everybody wants to be, including me, the Unfiltered Animal. And my first contest here in this company is against Blunt Rowe, someone I actually have a ridiculous amount of respect for. It's not often that the animalistic beast that likes to see everybody's inside spill out has respect for someone. Blunt Rowe, you're one of the toughest sons of bitches I've ever laid my eyes on in the history of professional wrestling. When I watch you in that ring, I can see how hard you hit. I can see how much heart you have. You make Evander Holyfield look like a coward. And that's why this match is something I've been looking forward to ever since it was announced. Blunt Rowe, you need to get yourself very familiar, very acquainted with the man that is staring into you right now. I stare into your soul, into your being, into your very mind. Many people over the years have called me a monster. Problem with that is, monsters are typically fictional. The man that stands in front of you right now is very real. And allow me some insight to give to you. The animalistic beast is exactly that. It wants to tear you apart, see your blood spill, and start to paint you like a Vincent van Gogh on the canvas that I call my home. The scarcity of psychology. That thing that gets inside your mind, tricks you, manipulates your mind, makes you believe you're several steps ahead, when in reality you are 10 steps behind. The serpent of the psyche. That black mamba that surrounds your mind, suffocating you, filling you with that black poison over and over again. It hurts on the inside. It truly is that thing that gives you anxiety, depression. And it all starts when you lock eyes with me at the start of the match. You stare across the ring, knowing that the man in front of you wants to see you violated, massacred. Anxiety and depression seeps in, and it goes everywhere, travels throughout your veins, ready to pop you wide open. And then that brings me to the Megalodon among the Seal Wrestling. See, many people have thought of that as some sort of moniker to a shark that would tear you apart. It's much more than that. I am the megalithic assassin of professional wrestling. And it's not just about hurting the body or hurting the mind. It's about going deep into the soul and finding what truly makes a man a man. And Blunt Bro, I ask you this now. What makes you a man? Because you're going to have to bring everything in the kitchen sink to my ring to get anything out of this match. I will put you on my shoulders in Apex. I will parade you around for all the people, and I will Death Valley drive you on the back of your neck, seeing it crumple and crush. Blunt Bro, you are a man I respect, but all respect goes out the window when we're in the ring. I will kill you.
Time to flex for the Apex. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what to do. I had so much ideas, so much I wanted to say. But I'm gonna be honest, the moment I turned on this camera, poof, gone. And can you blame me? Can you blame me second guessing myself? Because across that ring is an opponent that nobody seems to be able to tame. The unfiltered animal, the mammoth. What can I do to compete with such a legend? I know what to do. I know how I gotta do it. And that's just being the neighborhood stoner blunt man. Because I do the best work when I'm telling the truth. So with that being said, I gotta go raw. I gotta go filthy. Because that is the unfiltered beast himself. And like I said, when I'm telling the truth, I shine better than anybody. So with that being said, it's story time. See, the boss man came to me, asked me to do a favor. Gave me a list of accomplishments. And at the same time, the same day, I saw my name across the unfiltered beast. And with the excitement that I had, I'm telling you, I need the excitement that I had. I did a video right away. And with the misunderstanding that I had and the excitement running through me, I kind of messed up. So the favor he asked for was the list of accomplishments, and I kind of merged the hype and brought in the unfiltered. Now, I don't know what the boss man is going to do with it. I might post that myself before this match even happens. Again, this is me telling the story, bear with me. In that same video, if you get to see it or not, I list my accomplishments. And I sat there afterwards thinking to myself, what have I done? What have I done since I left that miserable place and came back to the east side of the promo verse? Nothing. Nothing. So how can I sit here and gloat about being one of the tops? Yeah. Because what have I done to claim such a accomplishment, to claim such a defeat, or whatever you want to call it? So, unfiltered, watch this. Because this is the rawest you ever seen the neighborhood stoner. Because I need this win. I need to take you down. Because this right here will boost my confidence 10 times full. And you have all the confidence in the world. And it's crazy how I'm always the underdog in situations like this. And I always come prepared, ready. Show something nobody expected me to do. And I know everybody expected me to give this magic filter or graphics galore. No! It's time to show that my words are good enough to cut through anybody's armor, even the unfiltered one. It's time for me to tame people like Unfiltered and knock their heads off. So with that being said, Unfiltered, I'm sorry for your luck. Because I'm taking the legacy and I'm putting myself that one in that L chamber of yours. can't win all.
There we go. Got you back, brother.
Yeah, and I can hear. StreamYard, thank you. What a match! I got to really dig into Blunt's promo, and I love the approach. I love the approach.
I did as well. The raw honesty that he brought. Oh, there we go. When he stepped in front of his camera, everything just kind of went poof. Now, some would say preparation is key, but when the gravity of the situation, the levity of the situation is put in front of you, and everything is lost in that instance, that really speaks to me, because it's happened to me on a couple occasions here in the Promoverse, where you're going up against a person you've never faced before, but you know what they bring to the table, and everything is just boom. So you go in as raw as you fucking can.
Right.
And that is one thing Blunt Row is really good at.
And it was on display here. I mean, a lot of people, when they take on the Unfiltered, they think they need to put on something flashy or do something flashy on the screen to beat him. And Blunt takes a different approach here. And it's nice to see somebody go at the Unfiltered a different way.
Yeah.
So
and it worked for him. Like it told a really good story. Even the simplest task of, hey, I want you to do a self-promotion video, and that he was so in his thoughts about this match with the Unfiltered, that Grant Miller even came into that, and it turned into more of a hype in his eyes. That tells you Grant Miller was on this guy's mind, and he was ready to fight.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to let you give your analysis of the breakdown in a little bit. I prejudged all these matches. For those of you that are watching, I prejudged. I am the only judge this week. Haywood is here for support as well as to give his own analysis. And if I fucked up on a judgment, you guys got to realize this is all subjective. So I want you all to understand that. I'll give you a little bit of an analysis of each promo given. And I'll let you know who won.
I can't wait to find out. Now I will let you know in advance, Pete. I did not hear any of the Unfiltered's promo. That is on StreamYard, so I will not be able to give an analysis on that at all. But I'm confident in yours.
I'll start off with Grant Miller. So since his was first, now I'll read it off the way I wrote it. The Unfiltered has a way of making you believe in him. He portrays his character better than most. It will be interesting to see how he can spin his character throughout this tournament and stay fresh and continue to elevate himself. If he allows himself to get too comfortable, he could very well find himself in a situation where the odds are not in his favor. Some will say that this was a generic Unfiltered promo, and I would understand them, but for the fact that this man weaves his catchphrases in and out of the grander story that he's telling, the aspect alone of what he is telling you is different every time, and the overall story with the viewers resonates. The catchphrases are always going to be there. That this is Grant Miller.
Yeah,
he is the former NWA UK champion. Like, this guy just didn't do promos. He is in the wrestling world as a whole. So, ladies and gentlemen, bear that in mind. This man understands wrestling. Blunt Row, I loved your brutal honesty. This was wonderful on your part. Starting off with the graphics in the back, stripping it down to the bare. I love that. Admitting that all your preparation went out the window as realization of who you were facing set in. That was wonderful as well. You brought facts about yourself and your career. And although feeling as if you didn't measure up, you needed this win. What hurt a bit was camera placement. You felt really small with all that open space above your head. Try lowering your camera a little bit, bringing more of Blunt Row into view. I think that would make a big difference, a lot more impact, because you seem very small in this. There's times you felt unsure in the grand scheme of things, yet your confidence did pick up near the end, but it just wasn't enough to bring it back. So I went with Grant Miller for the win here. And although you couldn't hear Grant Miller's,
Well,
what was your analysis?
so I'm just gonna speak generally about Grant. Make no bones about it. In between those decimate, dominates, and destroys, he's telling a good story, and it's different. It's different every time. Just the other week, I saw him talk about a church and he tells a story, but it's no different than me saying, good golly, he's got a catchphrase, guys.
Yep.
I'm sorry. All good wrestlers and promo artists have one. But let me talk about Blunt, because what Blunt did tonight, even though he didn't pick up the W, is something I wish more promo artists would do. Blunt made himself vulnerable on camera.
Yeah.
Everybody is so caught up in, I'm so tough. I'm so tough. I've got to win. I've got to do this. That they never allow themselves to be vulnerable. If professional wrestlers never allowed themselves to be vulnerable, professional wrestling would be a very boring sport.
Exactly.
And I, like you, see some little things that Blunt could have changed that would have made a big difference, like the camera placement and things like that. Now, as far as his being unsure of himself, I think that kind of went along with what he was trying to convey and make me feel. So I have no problem with that. But I do agree with the camera placement, the little things, but love seeing the approach of making yourself vulnerable. Love it.
I'm going to be very honest. I watched every single promo multiple times, and I love the way Blunt Rowe approached his
Right.
side of things. He told a story, and vulnerability. If used correctly, it tells the best story ever. And some people might think it'll hurt them showing that vulnerability, but you also have to show your strengths in there at the same time. He did do that.
He did it.
I just think that there was a little bit too much self-doubt. There was times where he stumbled, and that affected him in the overall. But
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, it was a pretty close match.
I would agree. I thought it was very close. It's hard to catch Grant Miller in a stumble or like his delivery is his delivery, and he very rarely stumbles. That's going to be the best chance to beat him sometimes, is if you can catch him in one of those
Exactly.
never heard of stumbles, but they're there sometimes. So we'll see.
Now, what we're doing here in Apex Wrestling Entertainment, we don't want to just show you the promos. We want to strip it back a little bit, kind of a tale of the tape. What I asked each competitor to do, and we're going to show 2 of these each episode, is give me a self-hype. Give me a promotional bit about yourself, your accomplishments throughout the EFED world, the companies that you've come to respect and enjoy working with. And this is not just self promotion on their part, but this is also promoting the companies that they've been a part of, that they've enjoyed, titles that they have held, and are so proud of that. So we're going to start this week off with Gene Emerson doing a little bit of a self promotion. We're going to move into that right now, ladies and gentlemen.
So you want to know who I am? All over the promoverse I have been. I'm a one-time Inferno champion from the VOH. I have held and helped build companies such as the Foundation. I've brought back WGP on 2 occasions from the brink of death. I have raised the flag for the revolution and have been, from the very beginning, a key marquee player in PDA. I am one of the original members of the Badass Club and a first bout Hall of Famer for the WGP, going in with the Badass Club. So you want to know who I am? Some call me Mr. Emerson. Emerson. Some call me Casino del Crippler. Some call me the Canadian Crippler. Some call me the Canadian Nightmare. And some have called me the Canadian Dragon. But it all comes down to that I am the house, and when you walk into me, when you come against me, you play by my rules. And the house always wins. I am the Canadian Crippler, Gene Emerson. And here in Apex, I am going to be the next champion. And it doesn't matter about accolades or what I've done or who comes next. It doesn't matter about what resume brought you in this door, because by the time I am done, I'm going to make damn sure you see the door. I am your next champion. Gene Emerson. Emerson. Remember the name, remember the face. Because at the end of the day, when it all comes down to it, when the smoke is settled and the dust is clear, there's only one man that rises to the top, and that is me, Mr. Emerson. Emerson. So don't get it twisted. I'm the man. And for the rest of y'all, well, as I like to say, the house always wins.
Well, our first introduction to Gene Emerson, and maybe it should have like come off a little bit like Anderson, Mr. Emerson.
Well, that's his thing. It's his thing. I'm very familiar with Gene. Gene is very cerebral. I think you could all see it there. Gene's not going to come out and yell at you. He's not going to come out and be all. But Gene is very methodically going to break you down and then remind you of his last name. That's his thing. That's what he does.
Well, and he leaves no interpretation either. You remember his name because he's let you know before it is over 10 to 12 times. And some might say, hey, maybe that's the right touch to make. Others might say, I'm going to slap that guy right in the teeth, man. Just for even uttering his name as many times. I don't forget it because now it's in my brain pan.
Yeah, one thing nobody will ever be able to say is that they don't know who Gene Emerson is.
Smart psychology right there for you.
But what I will tell you is anybody that sleeps on Gene Emerson, you're doing yourself an injustice, because Gene, as he just told you there, the house always wins. Gene's racked up some wins over his time in the Promoverse. So,
well, I'm glad to have every competitor that we have right now going for this G1 style we call Ascension. And guys like that, they might get overlooked at other places, but I don't overlook nobody, because if you are just overthinking yourself and just like, this guy's quiet, he's not going to be able to deliver the punch, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to find yourself in a world of trouble. But ladies and gentlemen, a match I was very interested for because I know the mindset of both men. This one is going to be interesting. I'm going to tell you that right off the hop. It's going to be interesting. I don't think the viewers will mind if I don't bring it up full screen. Maybe it doesn't disrupt your side of things, so you can hear them both. We're going to stay picture in picture here, and that way maybe StreamYard isn't such a dick to Hollywood Haywood here. So nothing I hate more than when it wants to piss around with folks. You know.
Well, Pete, I will tell you, I could hear in the back once I left and came back. So if you want to do it the normal way, if I can't hear, I'll leave and come back again. At least
Okay,
you know
sounds good.
that
Sounds good,
way,
sir.
your audience gets the best viewing experience that they deserve.
Exactly. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with it. In our next bout, the self-proclaimed live god, the promo king, Mad T, will challenge the prophecy, King Mac Millie.
AWE Ascension. You know, this G1 Classic tournament has a special place in my heart. I remember all those times of watching the G1 Classic. And for someone that I have mad respect for, to be able to come to me and say, hey T, I want to put you in my tournament. I said, I'm down. Let's do it. And then who did he put me up against? Well, you see, he put me up against the Temu Prince. Does it all make sense now? Does it make sense why this is playing behind me? Because, you see, the prophecy, King Mac Millie himself. All you are is a Temu Prince. A diva. Someone who comes out here and he sings to these people because he wants women to throw their panties at him. I mean, I would say you're a Diddy Temu version, but I got more respect for you than that. Even though you tried to steal my girl, but yet got shut down. I wonder how many times a day that happens to someone like you. Probably not many. I mean, when you're a diva in a game full of men, truly, are you a man? Truly, are you what you preach to be? You say you're the savior of this game. But in reality, all you are is someone who is a rookie. Someone who hung out in BWO for so long. Until you realized that BWO is not the way. You had a taste of what it's like in EMP. You had a taste of what real wrestling is about. You've done your thing in Foundation. I'm so proud of you. I'll give you your props. But Mac, I promise you, this match right here is not yours to take. Come out here, do some crazy edits. But it's about what comes from right here, not just what comes from around here. I speak from the heart. I come out here each and every time and I show everyone who the true king is. Like I said, that's not you. You're a prince. I'm the true king. So go out here. Tell these people something they don't already know about me. Try to make me look stupid. But remember, I love a piece of me.
TV. It never stops. They're still going, Rory. You should stop calling his name like that. For he performs like luster when you do. Thank you. They've stopped. There they go again. Mariah, Matty is not gonna let you come to Los Angeles for vacation, so you should stop asking. Perhaps I'll come your way and give you exactly what you've been asking for. Matty, don't be mad. It's only TV. It's only for show. Right, Rory? You perform lackluster when they call your name.
How weird it is. How hard it is.
You know how weird it is to be listening to you right now and you're not even here.
Matty is the biggest ever asshole.
Hall of Fame got a point. This shit funny, but it ain't though, for real. Especially what I'm about to say. Matty ain't got no upper lip. 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 Matty ain't got no upper lip.
Hallelujah, give us a handout to revive us again.
You think I was gonna find you out here on these streets, Terrence?
And that is the reason I am so hungry.
You a bum like me, I was for sure gonna run into you.
Hallelujah, bum again.
When you ran with my shit, Terrence.
Revive us again.
Matty, I hope you understand the message that I'm trying to send to you right now. I don't take you serious. Matty, I hope you receive this message that I'm sending to you loud and clear. Do you see what I think about you? Do you see how I laugh at you? I think that you're nothing more than a walking, talking sitcom motherfucker. And your girl, she's something, ain't she? I can have her whenever I want her, Matty. Don't be no sad sucker. It's all good, man. It's all gravy because after tonight, you're gonna be legendary. You see? There ain't nothing that you can do to stop me, and this is exactly what I think about you, Matty. I think that you're a fucking joke. I think you're very comical. I think that you're a joke. This is what I think of you, Matty. I don't think nothing else other than you. I mean, you're lucky that I made it entertaining. I mean, but that's you. You're entertaining, Matty, and not for all any other good reasons at all. Like, for all the bad reasons is how you're entertaining, Matty. Like, you fucking suck, dude. Like, you gotta fucking figure this shit out and get better, man. And just when I started to believe you, you fucking made me cry, and then you lost the championship. Fucking.
I'm sorry, Pete. I'm sorry. I ain't never seen nothing like that.
The personalities of this guy's mind, they will take you to places you didn't want to go.
I didn't want to go to the first place with the King. I didn't want to, but I was there for it. I'm going to tell you something. I don't know who's won this match, but I'm going to tell you something. I've never seen anything like what Mac Millie did. And what I really liked, Pete, is he circles back. Like, he tells you why he was doing all that crazy stuff.
Yep.
And it's literally to poke fun at Matty. And because it's not obvious at first, but then it becomes so obvious. And by the time he lets us in on it, I'm laughing my ass off. Like, at this.
And he, if given the opportunity to explain the direction he went, this man has thought out everything within that process of coming up with this promo. And he's delivered on every aspect that he was thinking of. The entertainment value out the roof. Okay. Not taking anything away from Mad T.
If I may, Pete, can I say one thing?
Go for it.
If people don't realize, Mad T is on a face turn. He is doing something that I did for years. He's playing a face, and he's starting to do it very well in a lot of places. I don't know who's won, but Mad T, keep it up. You've done a great job being a face. I've just never seen anything like Mac Millie's promo. I'll let you take it from here, Pete. I need a minute
Well,
to compose myself.
I'm going to be very honest here. Every match in this tournament that you will see today is very close,
Right.
because everyone came out for a fight. Everyone came out to entertain, and that is the biggest spot I can endorse here in AWE is entertainment. If you're bringing that is number one in my books, and that's always going to level up. Now, it's your prerogative what style you entertain in. But ladies and gentlemen, let me pull up my paperwork here.
Well,
Matt,
I'll tell you, Pete, I ain't laughed like that in a long time.
it was good, man. It was good. Mad T, in my opinion, you did the best edits that you have in a long time. Your green screen work was really well done. No holes throughout your body like a lot of your promos have ended up being. I appreciate that. If you're going to use a green screen, please.
It was clean.
Yeah, it
was clean.
It was crisp. It was clean. The sound was beautiful. Good work on your audio work as well. Like I stated, crisp and clear. However, it seemed as if you were unsure of the direction you chose. Now, that's the hardest thing. You are testing the waters with a new mindset. You're going for a face value style promo, and you've never done that really until recent months. So I get it. You're still a little bit rusty. You got to hone in on that face if that's what you want to do. But you got to remember, you can also be aggressive while being a face. It's just done in a different light.
Right.
You chose a theme. You stuck with it from the beginning to the end. That Prince theme, the prophecy, King Mac Millie was not a king, but a prince in your eyes. You stuck with that. I loved it. But there was times where it was a little repetitive. It was what your mind focused on. And I think you should have drawn back at times from that and gone a little.
There should have been some other elements or points of attack. He really stayed on the Prince thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much it was the promo.
Yeah. Your energy wasn't quite there, and that affected the entertainment of the overall. Like I was saying, you got to find yourself, T. If this is the mindset you're going in with, you're coming in as a baby face, you got to find yourself. I've seen you do better, brother. But overall, great promo.
Yeah, when you're a face, man, T, you've got to make me feel. You've got to make me feel for you. And you almost had me. You almost had me totally feeling sympathy, not sympathy, but feeling like I wanted you to win. And that's what a face has got to do. You've got to give the illusion that everybody wants you to win.
For King Mac Millie, the personalities came out to play with Mad T. Each personality brought its own entertainment value as well as a message for Mad T. I will say the ending seemed clipped off for it was like mid-word. The ending was cut off.
So on mine, all the graphics were there, and he's still talking. And I think that was him trying to say, I'm done with this promo, but I'm still talking crap about Mad T. That's how I took it. I don't know though. I might be wrong.
Now, the lack of respect shown could be a trend we witness from the prophecy throughout this tournament. But it will be interesting to see if he can control the personalities or will he get lost within them. By a slim margin, ladies and gentlemen, and I mean slim, King Mac Millie, the prophecy, takes the win here.
Congratulations, Mac. Both men have nothing to be upset about, though.
Great work from both men. And like I said, it was very close because where Mad T's background and his green screen work was very crisp. There were times where I was looking at the edits, and I try not to focus on the edits because I understand somewhat of the mind that the prophecy King Mac Millie works with, and it's not always supposed to be clean, because his mind isn't clean. These personalities come out when they will, and he brings that to us, and that's the entertainment value of it all. So congratulations, and it's going to be interesting to see which direction Mad T as well as the prophecy move come round two, because their opponents are completely different people, and if they want to get to the top and be at the apex here in AWE, it's going to have to be hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's, but there, you know, even if you take a loss in this round, you're not out. You're not out.
No,
You still got
no.
a chance.
Yeah.
So it's an uphill battle for Matt T.
Yep.
And Mac Millie is that much stronger, but he can't slow down. You can't slow down in this thing. Now you've got to outdo what you just did.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Now there was supposed to be a match before this, and I was going to discuss that before going into the King Mac and Mad T promo, but I'll address it now. So August Stevens was to face Elijah McFly in our second bout. Both failed to compete. Both failed to show. They got lost in transport. I understand they got shoved in the cargo hold of the plane, not in the passenger seat.
Yeah. So unfortunately, Pete, you know, I know that I handle some of the travel. I'm sorry. We had to make some budget cuts. I had to put them on the cargo plane instead of on commercial. You know, I'm sorry. I don't know where they're at, but
and where one kept in talks with management, myself, the other failed.
Right.
I had a great discussion with one, and communication just ended. So I have chosen to remove August Stevens from Ascension. He has been replaced, and I'll get into that after we go through all the matches. Elijah McFly, pick up the pace, brother. Disappoint me for the second time. You will be the next to be removed from Ascension. I'm not mad at anyone. I don't get mad. I don't allow myself to get mad. But I expect to see top-notch, top-tier work from Elijah McFly coming up.
And you should get it. He's totally capable of it. Elijah McFly is totally capable.
I've seen his work. I know very well what he can do. It's up to him to prove himself, though. Like this AWE is very well based on merit. What you put in to AWE is what you get out of it, and that's entertainment. That's the gold belt I showed at the top of the show. You know, if you're here, you're present, and you're working your ass off, you can see that in your future. But up next, now we only have one promo to show. We had another man to step away, and I show no disrespect and no hatred towards the man, Shady Shawn McKenzie. I thank you for wanting to be a part of this, but you withdrew. So Allison Black, let's show you what her got. And I still judged her promo, and I'll still give her an analysis.
I can't wait to see it. Let's rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. And in our main event of Block A, Round 1 of Ascension, Allison Black threatens to bring the darkness against the legendary Shady Shawn McKenzie.
A G1 classic. Kota Ibushi, Kenny Omega, the likes of Will Ospreay, and Jay White. All these men were fighting for the top prize in the game. Allison Black is synonymous with this game, and I deserve to be here in this tournament. The charisma, the drive, the heart, everything that I've done up to this point belongs here. Shady Shawn McKenzie. The 800 championships. But the thing that I don't understand about you, Shady, is you can't win a tournament. You couldn't win the World Cup, and now you're in this tournament. You're like the engine that could. You keep chugging, and your engine keeps roaring. But you can't win this tournament. I need this more than you need this. Do you not understand the lengths that I'm willing to go to win this? Do you not understand that people like me need to shine around here? People that actually give a fuck. I'm gonna win this tournament. And you all are gonna see it. And when that happens, I'll be the G1 around here.
Pete, I gotta say, Alice impressed me. I know that she'll never opponent, but she impressed me. I dare to say she might have had a good chance anyway, regardless.
I think if Shady would have been able to remain, I think it could have been a very competitive match between these two.
Absolutely.
Now, the one thought I had when it came to listening to her promo the first time around, I was like, she spends a lot of time with children. He's like the little engine that could.
I think I can.
But where she got the terminology wrong there. Where she got the terminology wrong there was she used the little engine that could, because she was basing it on the fact that supposedly Shady has never won a tournament. I don't know if that's factual.
Right.
I would never say that about Shady because I'm very new to the promo world. This is like, I think, my 6th month in this style of EFED. So I don't know if that's correct or not, that he's never won a tournament. So
he's won Defiance, which I would consider not quite a tournament, but close.
But pretty close.
Yeah.
I'll bring up my analysis here, and then we'll get your analysis as well. Allison Black. And I already stated this. You're like the little engine that could, but then turned to claim he can't win a tournament. A contradiction that did not help. A little history of the G1s was nice and shows the style of wrestler that you favor. I heard a mixture of doubt as well as confidence in your promo. Desperation to be accepted as a great talent. You must not be listening to people because you're already accepted as being a very good talent.
She is.
You want to find a way to cleanse your mind of those doubts, as the need for acceptance will hurt you more in the long run. Be confident. Try to capture the viewer's attention by giving the camera a little bit more attention. Give the camera a little bit more love. And what I mean by that is when you're promoing, you're throwing your head about a lot. You're very animated, and sometimes that distracts the viewer. We understand the passion. We do. I'm very passionate about the EFED world. I've been in this for over 30 years. I have enjoyed and I've hated being in the EFED world, but it has also helped my mind in so many different ways. So I understand the passion that you bring to the table, and that that animation is really brought forth by that passion. But try and focus on that camera a little bit more. Give it a little bit of love, and I think it'll go a long way.
And there are ways, Allison, that you can still do the movements, because I'm thinking the swaying is part of being the character that she is, and she's swaying like this, but you could come up in the camera, you could sway just your head, just your, just a little bit, and get those eyes on the camera. Well, that's me. If that's what you're saying, Pete, that's what I saw.
Yeah.
There's ways to still perceive that you're it's hard for you to stand still, because I get the impression that the Allison Black character can't really be still.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, that's the impression I get, but I don't want her to lose that focus on her.
Right. And there's little things she can do to keep that and still do what you're saying too.
Hell, if she could have done it where, because she's wearing contacts,
right,
and the one eye looks completely dead, the other one has a little black in it, and if she were to come into the camera and just
with that
one of those
black
eyes up close,
on the
yes.
Yes, I think people would eat that up, to be honest with you.
Now, for your confidence of your abilities, read the chat, woman. Read
Yeah.
the chat, and that tells you a lot right there. These people enjoyed what you brought to the table.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. So a lot of people, when they see a female promo artist, they go, she's one of the she's a good female promo. No, Allison, you are good enough to compete with the guys. You are good enough to compete with anybody you want to compete with. You just need to believe in yourself.
Exactly. You also have to understand, when it is someone that is close to you that is judging your work, they can be a little bit harsher in their critique. They can be a little bit more abrasive when they are trying to get you to see the light. When I say see the light, I mean understand that what you are doing is good enough, and we see the potential for you to do even better.
Oh yeah.
And that's where the critique gets a little bit harsher for people that you know very well, because you need them to understand they aren't just here. They can be here.
Oh yeah.
And that's what I want to see from everyone that I'm close to. And you got the potential, girl. Put that best foot forward.
She definitely does. I can't say that enough. And I don't say that about everybody.
She recently joined the roster of Foundation. So that should tell her a whole lot right there.
Absolutely.
Very
happy to have her too. She's been doing a great job.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the competition for Block A, which I should have mentioned at the very beginning. Now, there was only 3 matches this time around for Block A. Next week, I'm hoping it's so much different, or I should say on the 17th, I believe. But we'll run down the match card for that day. But up next, we begin Block B, and we're starting off with someone that is virtually unknown in most circles of the promo world. He's very new to the Promoverse itself, and I'm talking about this version of the EFED world where we're all cutting promos. I've known him for about 20 years.
Okay.
And he was a totally different character back when I knew him. This character was brought in a different version of the EFED, but he brought it here, and I have been fascinated. And this guy has understood the mission. And a lot of people have started opening their eyes to him. So I want to see how you, as well as the people watching, react when we get into this next match. So let's start with our opening bout of Block B, ladies and gentlemen. It's time.
And now, it's time for Block B, Round 1 of Ascension. In our opening bout, the vagrant, Vacant Veil, will come from the back alleys to challenge El Guapo.
I'm a full-time babe. 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 When the sun rises, I wake up and chase my dreams.
Ladies and gentlemen of Apex Wrestling, do not adjust your screens. It is I, Wapo, and I'm here on a mission. I'm here for a purpose. I'm here to scratch that itch I have in my back of becoming another champion. Yeah, I've left several places just to chill out a little bit and concentrate on my business. But you see, when I see a new sandbox, I'd like to at least put myself in there to try it out. But you see, tonight you got me going against everybody's favorite hobo besides Oscar the Grouch on Sesame Street. This dumpster diving douchebag, Vacant Veil. You see, Vacant Veil, I come out here knowing that this match is gonna stink, knowing that you're gonna smell like high hell, like you always do. Hell, I even got in my car so much deodorant, so much perfume, cologne, whatever you like to use, so I can just beat you down and put you out of your misery and let you actually be lifeless, so I can actually maybe have somebody take your shower, maybe have somebody clean you up a little bit. Because you see, Vacant Veil, you can't come out here and call everybody home dwellers because you're jealous because we all have a home and you live in an alley. You think somebody like you could actually be on the front page of a paper, on Sports Illustrated, hell, on a billboard? You think you're worthy of a championship? Come on now, look at that face compared to this face. I'm well put together. I am championship material while you are shredding everywhere. Everywhere you walk, you leave a piece of clothing. Just in case you get lost, we can find a trail of dirty, nasty dookie as yourself. You know, Vacantville, after I'm done with you, I got other plans to do. I have other bigger fish to fry. I have other people in this tournament that I'm pretty much worried about. But not in the sense of me losing, no. Worried about that I want to get my hands on them. Somebody that's been actually, following me around, harassing me. Stalking me. Dolly. I can't wait to get my hands on you. And I can't wait to get my hands on you because this is all you wanted. You wanted these hands all over your body. But don't worry, you will get that. First, let me worry about this used condom and tell everybody that it's not even worth the price of admission to watch this guy walk through the door. Especially after somebody like my caliber comes out here and dissects him like a cat on a science lab table. Hey, don't take my word for it. So why don't you, Vacantville, get a job, get a shower. Hell, I will gladly cash app you $1,500 or something just so you can get yourself fixed or something. God dang, you stink, bro. Why did I even agree to this? You owe me one. Apex, you owe me one.
Hidden nuggets, they must have you, but when you're hungry, they'll have to do. Life's a punchline and I'm the joke, coughing up the extra dreams I smoke.
Tonight, I'm a fight night at the Apex Ascension, a G1 style tournament for the World Heavyweight Championships. And tonight, El Rey the Youngster, the king of the back alley, Vacantville faces El Guapo, the Puerto Rican pappy. A man known for just edging by 1 point. And I'm gonna tell you what, buddy, that's not the way of the back alley. We don't just give the tip, being stirred it fully, and we make it climax and squirt all over. We like to get down and dirty in that back alley. And we don't settle for just enough. We go over the top all the time. So, tonight, Guapo, you might come out here and tell me I ain't earned shit. I need to earn my flowers. You're known for that. But what you don't realize is I'm the shit that grows the flowers. You see, you need fertilizer. And you plant the seed. I've already got the seed planted. The flowers already starting to grow. I'm gonna take you out tonight for a little date. I'm gonna show you how to be a pappy. I'm gonna show you who the real daddy is. And tonight the back alley bum is gonna rise. In the Apex tonight, we're rising to the top. Cause I've been at my lowest point. I've been up there, I've dropped back and forth. But you settle for mediocrity. And I am the king of the fucking back alley. As I'm the dumpster diving son of a gun.
Championships.
Wow.
Wow. And when I was listening to Guapos, I was like, He eats cats and dogs.
Pete, when we started this show tonight, before we started it, you told me you were all about good golly entertainment. Pete, I was entertained. I was entertained by it. I've never seen Vacant Veil. I've never seen that.
He is a character, and I never knew this character well when he started it. My biggest thing was being introduced to it here in the Promoverse.
Right.
I heard of the character. I didn't even know the guy playing the character was an old friend of mine. And,
oh, really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I came across him. I joined a live show of EMP, and he was on there. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, the fuck is wrong with him? I didn't realize he was already in character.
Yeah, so I told people for years now, I wish more people would do stuff like what Vacant Veil is doing. I think that the promo game would be a lot less volatile, if that makes sense. So when you don't take yourself too seriously, it's hard to get too upset when something doesn't go your way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when I've found people that play characters like Vacant Veil, I'm going to say a character named Swamp Donkey, a couple other characters throughout, my time in the Promoverse. The guys that don't take themselves too seriously, one, they tend to be very successful.
Yeah. Yeah.
And two, it's not a bad day when they lose because they were never taking it that seriously anyway. They're playing a character. And that was, I didn't know that we needed a homeless guy in the Promoverse, but we need a homeless guy in the Promoverse, Pete.
His one of his finishing maneuvers is called the dumpster dive. So he absorbs the gimmick and he plays the gimmick.
He played it well.
He did. Now here's going to be my analysis of it all and the breakdown. Wapo didn't seem to have Vacant Veil fully on his mind. He was.
I noticed that he jumped to like he's trying to think ahead. I think, and you can't do that in a G1.
No, and he was shooting ahead, and it just so happens the person he was really thinking about will be his next opponent in round 2. I'm talking about Dolly, and Dolly's really stuck in this man's eyes, and hey,
it sounds like she's living rent free in his head because I'm thinking that his minute of talking about her might have cost him, Pete. I don't know, but it might have. In my eyes, it did.
Audio and visuals were really good on Wapo's part.
Yeah.
A little glitching around the hat, but I don't even think about that stuff. But otherwise, not bad at all. Solid promo, but for a few stumbles. I want to see if Wapo can find a new level, a new gear in this tournament for himself. Find that aggressiveness I know lurks within him. And I think he's holding back a little bit too much, and it's withholding the entertainment factor that he's trying to deliver. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that Puerto Rican, he's going to stumble over some words. So let me really make you understand. I'm not focusing on that. I'm letting him know there were a few stumbles in there, and there was a few times where it was like he forgot what he was trying to say when it came to the deodorant and the perfume and cologne. He was really stumbling a little bit there. He was pausing because he forgot the words he wanted to use, and other aspects of the promo as well. So very, very well done. And I had a good laugh at some of the things he brought in,
Yeah.
Who the hell is going to bring up dissecting cats? But
yeah, so I actually put in the comments, I've never even heard of dissecting a cat. I've heard of dissecting a worm, a frog, not a cat. That's some dark shit, El Wapo.
But if you listen to Vacant Veil's theme song, it is called Kitten Nuggets.
Right, and I heard that after the fact, but going into it, I did not know. So I was like, man, El Wapo has taken this to a new level of darkness.
Yes.
Who wants to dissect the kitties?
I loved it. I loved it. Now, for Vacant Veil, entertainment factor was all there. Veil knows his character well, has perfected it over time in the EFED world. I would like to suggest that he lowers the volume on the music a little bit. And that way his voice isn't being drowned out by too much sound. So, but I also understand, like, I've done promos where when I listen to it on my computer, my voice is held. Can
It
be
sounds
held very
fine.
clear. Everything seems fine. As soon as it's in someone else's hands, the volume is overpowering my voice. So I'm not holding strongly on that, but see if you can regulate that sound just a
Yeah,
little bit
I'm
more.
trying to pinpoint where that happens because it happens often. It happens in
Yeah.
Foundation, it happens in WGP. I'm trying to pinpoint. I think it's when you go from computer to tablet or something. I don't know.
But overall, like with the sound quality, that was my only gripe about it. If he was unsure or apprehensive in any way of his opponent, he didn't show it. It was
No,
a great,
that looked like a one cut, one take promo to me. It
and
was the
he's
way
very
it
much
looked.
like that. He's very much like that. So, great work on Vale's part. A few tweaks, and you're going to be a hell of a competitor here in Apex Wrestling. By a slim margin, Vacant Vale takes the win here.
And I just want to say, because I'm noticing they're in the same block.
Yeah.
I want to see. I can't wait. I can't wait to see Franklin Benjamin versus Vacant Vale because they are polar opposites, yet bring the same kind of energy to the table.
Exactly.
That is some. Oh, Pete, I can't wait. But anyway,
and here's the thing: a guy like Vacant Vale has never faced competitors like Franklin Benjamin, like Wapo, like Dolly. Never faced them before, and so it's going to be a true test of his grit when it comes to promoing. If he can stand up against that, and he did a fair job. Like there wasn't much of a margin where he took the win here because Wapo did a fantastic job as well.
Oh yeah, Wapo did a great job here. Yeah. I think Vacant Vale, Wapo ran across a promo that he would have had to have checked every box to beat. I think, in my opinion.
Now from a personal conversation I had with Vale, I'm going to let Wapo know he wasn't sure how to come at you because he's never faced you before. He only knows you as the guy running EMP. He doesn't know you as a competitor. And the fact that he didn't show that in his promo.
Oh, so that made me think of something. Okay. Now, in the Foundation and WGP, it's a well-known fact. El Wapo went like an entire year.
Yeah.
Where he would lose a match by 1 point.
Yep.
We started calling him 1 point Wapo. I thought it was contained to just there. The fact that a guy who I've never seen before, ever, brought up the 1 point thing, that tells me something else that a lot of promo artists could learn from, Pete. This man did his homework.
He did. And I'm always amazed because Wapo isn't a very aggressive competitor. He doesn't go, from my point of view, because I haven't been here long enough, he's never really gone underhanded in many ways.
No, not really. No.
And he is the current WGP World Heavyweight Champion.
He is.
So
he is.
This shows also the level that Vacant Vale is willing to put himself when it comes to this tournament, because it's showing that he has the drive, he has the want to show that he is on the same level as everyone else. And I think he did a damn fine job.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm glad I didn't have to judge that, but I'm telling you, I'm a fan of Vacant Vale. I've never seen it before. I like it.
This is why I had to watch every promo multiple times, because it's tough, and I'm going to be honest, being a judge and you have people that are close to you in the competition, you have to separate yourself and that friendship and hope that it's not going to hurt their feelings. It's not going to piss them off. But at the same time, you're also thinking, fuck you. If you're not going to step up, then you deserved it.
Right. And here's the thing. If somebody gets pissed off because you tell them the truth, were they ever really your friend?
Exactly. Exactly.
So, and Pete, I just want to say one thing. I don't think anybody's out here totally criticizing anybody that has put in the work. I want to be very clear on my position with promos in general. If you have enough courage to get on screen and talk to us for 4 minutes, you're already doing better than most people in life who would be too afraid to do this.
Yeah.
So kudos to everybody that has the courage to come out here and do it.
Well, I'll touch back on one thing with what's been building up between Dolly and Wapo over
Mhm.
the last couple of months. Round 2 is going to be very interesting with Wapo because I think we're going to see a different direction when we see him on the next show, and I think
I don't know. Go ahead.
I think he's going to surprise everyone. He's probably going to feel like he let some people down this week. Don't feel that way, brother. I know what you can do. I've seen
Yeah,
enough of you.
and
I know.
I think he's very excited for that match
Yeah.
with Dollface. So
Yeah.
I know El Wapo, when he gets locked in on a target, I think you might see that aggressiveness out of him that you're looking for.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put the spotlight once again on one of our competitors. We've seen him earlier on the show, and he is none other than the unfiltered one, the animalistic beast himself. He is Grant Miller.
Apex, thank you for having me. Now, many people around the world know exactly who I am, but for those of you that don't, I want you to get acquainted with why they call me the Ghost. Greatest of all fucking time. Unchallenged, unmatched, undisputed, unhinged, unfiltered. See, 21 years ago, I started my journey in professional wrestling by becoming a 7-time BEW World Heavyweight Champion. I then went to SPW, where I made an absolute mockery of everyone that stood in front of me, severing legends greats like Blake Buchanan, Steve Warren, Daniel Hagney, even Luke Alexander. Became a 5-time SPW World Heavyweight Champion. Fast forward some years. UPW, owned by the Minix. Well, they didn't expect a freight train by the name of the Unfiltered to turn up and start wrecking all their talent. Onions, Grim the Clown, even Jeffro the Wrestling IQ. Hell, I'll even throw out there an IW legend by the name of Jason Sanders, aka Ethan Carnage. Beat them all, severed them, took the world titles for my own. In WKP, I'm known as the Mount Rushmore of complete wrestling, not just there. Where I became the first and only ever 4-time World Heavyweight Champion, the first and only 3-time Grand Slam Champion. The last 10 tournaments I've been in, I've won. Beating everyone in my way, even in SWA. Where it was, for the man in the sky, Diamond Dave, it was a double loss elimination tournament. Everyone lost twice, apart from me, who didn't even lose once. DJ B was one of those that was buried in my wake. I'm the guy that beat Iron Bison not once, not twice, not 3 times, 4 times. And people are begging for opportunities against me. Ask Dante Black, who I've beaten over and over again. Hangman Johnny Gage, Mad T, even Phil Marshall. Can't get the job done against who I am and who am I. Need I remind you? I am the animalistic beast, the Sagacity psychology, the megalodon among the sea of wrestling, the serpent of the psyche. I was the first ever ETV World Heavyweight Champion, beating Phil Marshall and Frank Paul on my way to it. I've held multiple titles, including world titles in XWE. I've held titles in IW. I've been everywhere, I've beaten everyone, and I've done it the way I always do, in an unfiltered, horrible, nasty fashion. I am the megalithic assassin that still lives as the modern day phenomenon. All of you in Apex need to get very familiar with me very fast, because I am the standard. I am the factor, it factor, X factor, and the matter of fact is, I'm the both greatest of all fucking time. I sit at the peak of the pyramid looking down on all of you, and who's going to step up to try and knock me off? I mean, guess. No one. And why? Because I earned my names. I earned the recognition that I've got, and I stand here, the GOAFT. Both. Unchallenged, unmatched, undeniable, undisputed, unhinged, unfucking filtered! Test me, boys, and see yourselves get fucking broken.
Damn the intensity that man brings.
It is extremely intense, and I will tell you, there's a reason people use the term greatest of all time when they talk about him. He's in the discussion.
Yes.
And to have him here doing what he does, I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, I was very impressed, and I was actually very. I felt a lot of respect was given to me when he accepted to be a part of Apex Wrestling because um, the man has always shown respect for my judgment values when it came to this promo verse, and that he trusted me enough to take part in a company that is very new to the promo verse itself. Man, hats off to him. Nothing but respect for him, love. But like I stated earlier on, I don't care how much respect you give me. I've got to be respectful back, and time will tell of how he can compete. And a lot of people, they hesitate when they hear this man's name across from them. You know,
They do. But this is what I will tell those people: you have all the rumors are true. Everything you've heard about the Unfiltered is correct.
Yeah.
But if you are in this game and you want to be in this game, you are going to run across people like the Unfiltered.
Yeah.
And you can make a choice. You can see where you stack up, or you can live your life wondering what would have been. If that makes sense.
One thing I wish he would have, and it's probably my fault. I asked people to talk about their accomplishments in the EFED world. Number one that should have been on his list is his accomplishment in real wrestling, in real professional wrestling, and that was the NWA UK Championship. To me, that is such of importance to what that man is and what he brings to the table. Like for a promotion like NWA to put that on a man such as the Unfiltered, that tells you right there, this man has substance in the wrestling world.
Right.
And he should be respected, you know. But ladies and gentlemen, up next, she was brought up by WAPO earlier on. So now it's time for her to throw down. Let's get to it.
Let's go.
Up next, it will be a legend in the making. Gully Guns challenges Dollface.
Hermano mío, por Dios, no hagas esto. I'm asking you, please don't make me come out and hurt you. Please don't make me come out and fight my brother, my LOD brother. Gully Guns, you have surpassed many things. Many things. You've become one of the most talented men that I have seen in a very long time, with a fresh new outlook on everything that you and I do. But at the same time, you don't have the years under your belt that I do. You don't have the strength to come out and beat your own sister. Although we've done this dance once before, and you may have taken out whatever aggression you had. But why? Why come back after being crowned a fresh new face in the Hall of Fame? A fresh new face in many different other places, now holding titles that others could not. Trust me, I will give you the best advice, but right now the best advice for you is to step down. Step down so that I don't have to take you from post to post. Step down so that I don't have to hurt you when you get speared. Step down so that I don't have to high fly off the ropes and frog splash you. Please. Por Dios. Don't do it. Don't fight me. Don't put your life on the line knowing that Dollface is going to take you out. That I'm going to move on to the next round. That I will prove that for once, Although I wasn't all in my game the last time that I've got it now. My brother, my teammate, you are no longer that. You are the target. You are the man that I have to put down, and I'm sorry. But I'll
I finally found the perfect word to describe you, my sister. To encapsulate the feeling you give, the impact you bring to your opponents in this business. And the word I am looking for, and I found that rings most true, is disarming. And it starts with the eyes, and everything else follows in suit. You look into the eyes of Dollface, they're unchanging, unwavering. They're pure, fiery fury. You can change the accessories, the makeup, the hair, the settings, but those eyes are cold, murderous, and vile. And with those eyes alone, you disarm your opponents. They lose the battle before it's even fought. But I can guarantee you, my dear sister, what you are facing, what stands before you, stands head and shoulders above most in this game, most involved in this Ascension tournament, most involved in wrestling, period. If I let some eyes, some cold, death, pure death eyes scare me, shake my foundation, shake my core, that I should never perform again. So as fearless as I am, as determined as I may be, you are still family. You are family in the business that is violent, destructive. You have to put the next man or woman down to get ahead. I aim to make history. The line begins and ends with me. So Dollface, you may be disarming, chilling to the bone, but you are no sheriff. You are not me. That already puts you at a grave disadvantage.
Ooh, have mercy.
The sheriff was laying down the law. It seemed like, but I really liked the history that we got there. Dollface did a great job talking about their history. The sheriff brings it up. Gully Guns brings it up. Because Mangy and Bones Bout, they're not mortal enemies. They're not mortal enemies. But they know they got to fight each other here.
Yep.
So,
And I think both told that story, that they are close with one another, that there are those ties between them being in and a part of LOD. And they did a fine job of it. One thing I remarked on was Dollface bringing in that bilingual vocabulary, the language, and showing that pride that she has in that Hispanic, background, Puerto Rican, I believe, and I love that aspect of it.
I actually thought it was really well done. The way she did it, I really liked it too, Pete. Honestly,
I've always loved that aspect of it. So it's like a lot of people will crap on a promo artist or even a real like professional wrestler because they'll speak both tongues. And
no, I love
in
it
and
when
out.
they
I
mix
love
it in the middle. It pays a little homage to who they're paying homage to their heritage and all that. And I really like to see it.
Yeah.
You know, and it didn't take away from the promo; it added to it in this case.
Yeah.
So,
like I stated, I brought up the bilingual part of the promo. It was a nice touch on her part. I do so watch. Enjoy watching people use their ethnicity to develop their character and show pride in it. Coming in pleading to not have to face her LOD brother. It was a beautiful story that she told, but I think because of that kind of like familial tie that they have, I think took part of her aggression out of the situation. And I think that would have gone a long way if she would have looked at it like Gully did. And it's like, you're here, we're family, nothing but respect, but it's about being better than
right. And Gully didn't hold back. The other thing I would say for Dollface, what kind of took me out of the promo a little bit, and I thought it was a good promo, but what took me out a little bit was the background. I would just use a plain wall or something. There was some stuff going on that took away from it.
Yeah.
That's just me. You don't have to have a green screen. You don't have to have a green screen. You but I would try to use, and this is just me, I would try to use a plain wall.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm going to find interesting is she going to have those same reservations when she's facing other competitors in Block B, such as WAPO, such as Vacant Veil, Franklin Benjamin? I want to see I want to see the Dollface I have seen in other places.
Yeah, because that's the calmest I think I've ever seen Dollface.
Oh yeah.
I think. She has no problem telling people about themselves normally.
Yeah.
So I think it was the respect thing there, and it probably hampered her, I'm guessing. But
yeah. Now Gully Guns, he showed up for a fight. Intense as always, story driven, and mindful of how far he should go with his opponent and how far not to go. I love that about him. Audio, video, they were spot on. The dolls hanging and the music in the background, it just accentuated everything.
Gully right now, Pete, might put together on the regular basis one of the most complete promos.
Yeah.
Out of everybody doing it.
What I'm going to find interesting is to see where he can take his promos in this G1 style setting, you know?
Yes.
But I gave the win to Gully Guns because he was very mindful of letting Dollface know we have these ties, but that's not enough for me putting you down.
Right.
Oh, she's Mexican. Okay, Puerto Rican Mexican. You know what? It's Hispanic. Okay? Be mad at me for it. Okay, Wapo? Don't start.
Well, Wapo, I can tell you this. You're going to get your wish on the 17th, I think it is. You're going to get to face Dollface, but I'm going to let you know right now, El Wapo, since you want to give Pete so much mess. Dollface is ready for you, El Wapo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he should be afraid. Up next, the match coming up next, I'm going to tell you all right here. This was thrown together the last 2 days. And now, because of my injuries, I ended up allotting more time for those that hadn't sent me anything, which didn't help at all anyway. But these two threw something together in, I think it was 2-3 days. It was a last minute step in by Triple M, and Pretty Petty Peterson had to rethink his whole game plan.
I had to switch opponents.
Yeah. So I'm keeping that in my mind as I'm judging this, because these men worked on very short notice and they stepped up regardless. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get in to Pretty Petty Peterson as he takes on the one and only Triple M.
Not many can be pretty while being petty, but this man pulls it off every outing. He is Pretty Petty Peterson, and he'll be taking on the deranged, psychotic Triple M.
Ladies and gentlemen, AWE, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Pretty Motherfucking Petty Peterson. And if you haven't seen my line of work, you've probably seen it on such movies as Pretty Deadly, Petty in Pink, or my most recent hit, Triple M's Suck Off. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to suck off Triple M and take another letter out of his repertoire, if you will. You see, I came to drop his pants and give him a good old spanking. Not only did I come here to give the man a spanking, I want to see what's under the mask. I hope he's cute. That would suck if he's not cute. That would really suck. Anyway, Triple M, how are you? I heard you are impervious to pain. Cutting promos on the floor, cutting them in the closet. Oh boy, that sounds like my early years. Well, it does sound early years. Anyway, it's impervious of pain you are. Pain is my pleasure because I am pretty and I am petty and I'm always ready. And I'm always ready for a little mask play, if you will. Well, sometimes I try to avoid you guys because you never know what's under that mask, you know? Sometimes there's a predator in that mask. Sometimes there's a fucking, you know, weird, gross dude who hides on Reddit or Facebook groups and jerks off to your promos. You know, maybe that's a thing. I don't know if it actually is a thing. Maybe it is. Who knows? I don't know who jerks off to my promos. Do you? Do you? I hope not. That's fucking weird. I may be pretty, I may be petty, but I am not a pervert. Not on screen. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank Mr. Wall for inviting me here to compete and donate to all the children, because that's what matters, because God forbid, we need to help those children before we start catering to the children inside this locker room, because there's a lot of you. A lot of you, and you all need to get a life. And by life, I mean staying the fuck out of my way as I move on in this fucking tournament. Because somebody's gotta win this bitch. And it might as well be this bitch.
Apex Wrestling Entertainment! Fight Night at the Apex! Ascension! A beautifully drafted and drawn, calculated tournament where all the competitors are trying their best to make it to the end for that chance to be crowned the first Apex Wrestling Entertainment World Heavyweight Champion! Oh, it sounds so good! I, the man banned from Japan, Triple M, is facing a man that I've never have come across in this industry. Tonight, this business will be set on fire. Once Triple P, Pretty Petty Peterson, starts to walk that aisle, and he feels the ambiance come over him in waves that he's never felt before. Now, ladies and gentlemen, as you're watching this man take the long walk down to death row while I wait, salivating for the chance to torture, maim, and humiliate this man. As soon as you step in that ring, all bets are off. By any means necessary. Do you understand what happens when you lock up with someone of my caliber? The most prolific champion this business has ever seen. The repertoire, the moveset, oh, it's so magnifique. If I have the opportunity to cinch in the Blue Ring Okinawa Octopus Stretch and lean all the way back until I feel your body go limp. And then, that's the start of my ascension!
Wow.
That's a good match.
Well, that was a great match, and to have as little time to prepare for it as these two had, they did a fucking great job.
And the thing that really stuck out to me, man, you can tell both these guys really want it. Like they really want it. Like Pretty Petty Peterson, he would. A lot of people get intimidated by Triple M. You know, they hear that name, they know that legend, they know what he's capable of. Pretty Petty Peterson seemed to be a little good golly excited about it.
Oh, some might say a little too excited.
I would say he was elated even.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I want to give Triple M credit for, and I don't think he hears this from many promoters in the EFED world, being able to project your voice behind a mask like he does, I think, the best work out of anyone wearing a mask.
And
you know?
that breath coming out as he it added something to it, man. It really did.
Yeah. This, I think, was by far the closest. And I think it's for the reason that they had so little time to get things together. Comedy mixed with the intensity with pettiness by Pretty Petty Peterson, off the charts. Highly sexualized, yet always ready to traumatize his opponent. Petty isn't just flash. The look in his eyes, that's something you got to really watch for. The change you see in those eyes as he addresses his opponent is very important to watch. For although the words are comedic in nature, the eyes tell you the pain he wishes to inflict on those who stand in his way. Slight confusion over this tournament and what it was about. Bringing up, like I told you in private, bring it up that it was for the children and everything.
For the children's hospital, right.
I think he got a little bit confused there. It did not detract in any sort of way, because overall, AWE will be holding more tournaments to give away a one-off title belt. So I don't mind him bringing that up. I really actually love the endorsement. Like I said, did not take away from the overall statement. He was given the man that stood across from him. This match suffered from a late change for Triple P's opponent that had to have played a rather difficult change in tactics that might have swayed the outcome here for the Petty one. Triple M stepped into this with very little preparation as well, yet still came in with drive to conquer. He is a man dedicated to portraying his character, and I do so enjoy seeing that. Much respect to him. I'm not sure if the blurred visuals were there for effect, but the flickering of the camera was well done, and I believe enhances who Triple M is. Integrating a submission within his promo to inform his opponent what awaits him was nicely delivered. I cannot wait to see what he and Petty can do when they are fully prepared, as this was their first collision and both had little preparation. And when I say slim margins, I mean there's a 1 point difference here, ladies and gentlemen, if we're going by points, and the point goes to Triple M. But I was very conflicted as to who should advance. Well, I shouldn't say advance. Everyone advances. This is a round robin. But who should get this point? I loved what Pretty Petty did. And I forgot to mute my mic, and you vocally laughed.
Oh yeah,
at his ending.
I was laughing. I was laughing with you, Pete. That ending on that Pretty Petty Peterson promo had me laughing so hard that I did miss the opening of Triple M's promo.
It was. I don't know. I don't exactly know what it was in the end, but entertainment was there on both factors.
Oh,
on both sides.
both of these guys, Pete, they both know how to entertain.
Yeah,
And they both did.
Yeah.
I would say again, and in my opinion, the he used the word, the ambiance of Triple M's promo to me might have been what gave him the edge in your eyes. I could be wrong. I really enjoyed the red, the smoke, the mask. But I love the comedy. I'm glad I didn't have to judge it, man. I loved both promos. So it matched the night for me so far.
And that's why I had to really point it out when I gave my analysis that these men were given very little time of preparation for this, because Glenn Sexton had to back out, and Triple M was gracious enough to step in on very short notice, and I had to relay that as well to Pretty Petty, that his opponent changed, and let him know that we would have a replacement. But if time would have been on his side, I can't wait to see what he does in round 2. I really can't.
I will say this. I'm very familiar with Pretty Petty Peterson. Y'all better hope y'all don't hear that Bulls theme play. I'll just say that.
Oh, yeah, because somebody getting the horn.
Yeah, if that plays, I think it's a wrap. So I'll just leave it at that.
Man, I hated having to change it last minute, but I also understand people's predicaments in the real world. And I hope that Glenn Sexton can join us at a later date, because I love his talent as well.
Yeah, Glenn's such a traditional. He reminds me of like Arn Anderson so much, man, or like an Anderson, like the way he promos his style.
Yeah.
Just,
He's
I
a
like
storyteller.
it.
He's a
very
storyteller.
methodical,
He's story driven.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I loved every single match that has played thus far.
Me too.
You guys that were involved in this and are going to continue to be involved in this, I think are going to really set the mood of what Apex is all about. And I appreciate the effort that everyone has stuck in. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the final match of Block B. So how about we get into it and see who gets that point in the end to perhaps step in. Now, before we play, there is going to be match of the night. And I was thinking of allowing my co-host to give that point for match of the night, but he could not watch the very first match. He could not hear it. So I'm going to have someone else step in, and in 2 days I will deliver that news on
I
AWE.
just, and to put it in perspective for you, Pete, when you played Grant's his introduction, I couldn't hear that either. So it has something to do with Grant's videos. It's just his. I don't know what it is. But, so it wouldn't be fair for me to vote the match of the night when I couldn't hear Grant's promo.
Yeah. So I'm not going to name match of the night. I'm going to have someone else choose match of the night. I've done all the judging. So I want, I'm going to pick someone not involved with Apex Wrestling to choose who match of the night goes to, because that's an important point to have. And it can end up being anyone on the list here in the Ascension tournament. So, ladies and gentlemen, without that being said, let's get into our final match for Block B. Very important key match here. So let's get to it.
And in our main event of Block B, round 1 of Ascension, Gene Emerson looking to topple the political Franklin Benjamin.
Franklin Benjamin. Here we go for the next 3 minutes and 30 seconds here in Apex. This is going to be one of the marquee matches. This is going to be the one that is a must-see. I get it. You're going to come out here and try to dictate and manipulate and help politic your way to the top. You're going to talk about how you're trying to make promo great again over the promo-verse. A Franklin Benjamin, a silver tongue, only gets you so far. It doesn't matter about kissing babies and making them cry. It doesn't even matter how big your line is. Hell, it doesn't even matter that you try to think that you're an Obama wannabe. Now, see, I could sit here and break down the character that is you, Franklin Benjamin. Suit wearing, styling and profiling, trying to steal from Ric Flair and Donald Trump, Obama, trying to act like you're the president of this entire place, but we see through all that. I'm going to assume and hope that these people have better eyes and an open mind. You see, what promo is about being as vicious in your verbal game as you can, and about creating the fact that you are the very best in this business. Franklin Benjamin, I have watched you. And it doesn't matter if it's here, it doesn't matter if it's over there, it really doesn't matter if it's in the BW World Foundation. Franklin, you are somebody that you gotta put your time in. And you are somebody that you gotta study. But Franklin Benjamin, you are gonna come out here and try and get us all to believe in the Benjamins. But Franklin, you gotta realize something. You are playing on my terms. You are in my house. And if you know, the house always wins, Franklin. It's all against you. The chips are stacked in my favor, not yours. So Franklin Benjamin, come out here, talk the great game, give us all the lie that we know that you're going to do, because that's what a politician does. But I can tell you this, you're not a magician. I don't care about looking at your left hand, because I already know what the right hand's doing. You're not going to trick. You're not going to manipulate your way to the top. Here it sounds like it's about merit, it's about skill. And that's one thing I have in spades all over you, and that is verbal talent and skill. So Franklin Benjamin, you better be on your very best, because if you're not, your very best that you think is going to be the stuff that I eat for breakfast, because you're standing up against the Canadian crippler, Gene Emerson. And I'm about to send you back home where you came from, packing.
Ladies and gentlemen of Apex Wrestling, and most importantly, Gene Emerson, let's speak honestly, because history deserves accuracy. You're one of the constants in this industry, while others came and went, flamed out, burned bridges, chased trends. You stayed. Same presence, same gravity, same darkness. Year after year, company after company, you remained Gene Emerson. Emerson! And that matters. That's rare, because people don't survive this long without something real. You learned how to command a room without screaming. You learned how to slow time down, how to let silence work for you, how to make people lean forward instead of tuning out. Because when Gene Emerson walks in, the tone changes, the temperature drops. People know they're supposed to take you seriously. Everyone's saying it. The best people say it, Gene. Sports Illustrated is even saying it. That's not accidental, that's craftsmanship. You've been trusted in big spots because you feel important. You've been placed near titles, near moments, near credibility, because promoters know you won't embarrass the gravity of the situation. Because you carry yourself like someone who belongs in the conversation. Believe me. And in a business full of noise, restraint looks like power. So let's be clear. I understand exactly why your name still carries weight. But here's where my name enters the conversation, because this tournament isn't about atmosphere. It's not about tone. It's not about who looks like they belong. It's about who controls the moment when history resets. I didn't come here to feel important. I came here to decide outcomes. I came here with clarity, with conviction, with a worldview forged in conflict. Real conflict. Media wars, political firestorms, public executions disguised as debate. I don't operate in shadows. I operate under lights. I don't rely on people projecting fear onto me. I tell them exactly what's about to happen. And that's where the separation begins. Because, Gene, your power depends on ambiguity, on suggestion, on the audience doing the heavy lifting for you. You've spent years letting people assume depth, assume danger, assume that darkness automatically equals dominance. But that's fake news, because assumption is an authority. At some point, darkness has to cash the check it's been writing. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Your darkness never evolved past presentation. It's mood without mission. It's menace without ideology. It's the aesthetic of danger, not the substance of it. You linger, you stare, you slow the room down, and people think they're watching something profound, when really they're watching a performance that never quite lands anywhere. You're not a force of chaos. You're a tribute act. A Temu version of a Wish version of Bray Wyatt, without the theology, without the conviction, without the willingness to drag people somewhere uncomfortable. Bray challenged belief systems. You just dim the lights and hope people fill in the blanks. That's not darkness. That's outsourcing meaning. And I don't outsource anything. I stand on what I say. I own every word. I don't hide behind mystique, because mystique collapses the second it's tested. And tonight, Gene, that mystique gets tested, and it's gonna be huge. Luckily for you, this is a round-robin tournament, which means you'll endure. You always do. You'll hang around. You'll collect points. You'll still look the part tomorrow. But tonight isn't about endurance. Tonight is about exposure. Tonight, the lights are too bright for atmosphere to do the work. Tonight, your silence has to fight for itself. Tonight, the fog clears and all that's left is execution. And that's where your myth stops being protected. Bigly. Because when darkness has to perform, it bleeds. And when it bleeds, people realize it was never supernatural. It was just a man standing very still, hoping no one would come to challenge him directly. But I'm gonna come. And after it's all said and done, my hand will be raised. The first check in the W column. The first step to the Apex Championship. The first step in showing all of Apex Wrestling that I'm the apex of this industry. And this industry is all about the Benjamins.
Man, that guy's got a flow about it.
Everybody's talking about it. ESPN's saying it, Pete. He's gonna come. I mean, he's gonna
and come he shall.
They're all saying it. Franklin Benjamin is Franklin Benjamin. I mean, what can I say about Franklin Benjamin that hasn't been said? He is exactly as advertised. And Gene came out and brought the fight to him, Pete. He brought the fight to him, but I think Gene might have beat himself. I'll let you go into. I mean, I've seen Franklin and Gene a lot, and that was a great match between those two. They both took a great approach.
Yes, they did. Now there was some issues, and I hope he doesn't take this advice too seriously, but to heart. I think Gene has a great tone when it comes to promoing. Sadly, the music overpowered his voice. Advice, as I have had the same mistake on a few occasions, watch the volume of your music you use for your background and search for something without vocals, an instrumental piece where we are not distracted and can focus on the statement you're trying to deliver. Project your voice a bit more as well. I found you a little bit too quiet. Now that wouldn't have been a factor if your background music wouldn't have overpowered your voice. You had a great message to tell. I just wish I could have heard it a lot clearer. The effects, I wish there would have been a bit of an explanation for the numbers overlaid on the promo. If there was a meaning behind it, an explanation would have played a good factor in that. I just don't know what the numbers meant, and I hope that comes into play down the road in this tournament, or maybe it was just something he chose, and to me, it just didn't make sense without an explanation. I was just trying to make sense of that, and that to me distracts me from really getting in touch with the promo itself. Franklin Benjamin came determined to set himself apart from his opponent, which he accomplished, as always. I believe him when he states he wants to be the apex of this championship round robin. His flow and execution are always something to watch and admire. The background work might bother some with the flashing lights now. It didn't bother me because I don't have that kind of a problem, but you want to be mindful of others as well. So really pay attention to how much flashing you have in your. I don't think it was overpowering in any way, but I try and be mindful of that when I'm doing my promos as well. Other than that, man, yeah, it wasn't as close as it should have been. And that was for the fact, oops, I am add you back to stage. I didn't see that you dropped.
For whatever reason, Pete, I couldn't hear you when I asked you a question, so I had to back out and come back. I'm sorry, man. I'm
no
trying
worries
here tonight.
No worries, man. Technical difficulties happen on a regular. It's how we roll with it. But I think it would have been a tighter match if not for the music overpowering Gene Emerson. The vocals, because you're listening to someone else's voice as well as his at the same time.
Makes it hard to discern what they're saying.
I think it would have been a lot closer without that. And I was trying to make sense of the numerology that was being placed over top of his promo.
Yeah, it kind of seemed to be there just to be there this time. I mean, I do know that one of Gene's gimmicks is he owns a casino and he's done some stuff with numbers, but I wouldn't see why they'd be flashing up there. I actually think this is a case where a little less on the production side would have been a lot more.
Yes, very much so. A great match nonetheless, but Franklin Benjamin does take the point here. And his work ethic and his approach to promos, it's very mindful of that political side of his character, but the flow is always there, and that man can speak, man. Like he can go fast when he wants to, but I like it when he goes a little bit slower because he doesn't slur his words as much. And I appreciated that he didn't go too far this time.
Right. Yeah, Franklin. I was telling you earlier, Pete, before we started the show, Franklin. Anybody who's struggling at promos, anybody who's struggling, or you think that you're not getting where you want to be, all you got to do is watch what Franklin has done. Franklin, the man behind Franklin was not who you see today when I first met him.
And that's nice to know. That's really nice to know as well.
As a matter of fact, and I've said this to his face, he knows this. He was one of the worst I've ever seen when he first started. But he realized and listened to feedback and listened to things people were saying, and he developed not one but two characters.
Yeah.
And so I always use Franklin Benjamin as an example of, if you have the determination and the want and the creativity to want to be good at this, if he can do it, I don't mean this ugly towards him. Anybody can do it if they put in the work and they listen.
Yep.
So
I see big things coming out of every individual in Ascension right now. Like Vacant Veil, an unknown by most, and then you've got legendary figures such as Gully Guns, Grant Miller, Mad T, Wapo. These guys are decorated veterans of the promo verse.
Yeah.
So
this is not an easy tournament. This is not for the faint of heart. But I'm going to pick a horse right now. I'm just going to pick a horse, Pete. I'm all in on Vacant Veil. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm all in on Vacant Veil, Pete.
I hope he hears that as well. I'm interested to see. Allison Black is very new to the comp side of things.
Right.
She is more versed in the storytelling side of eFed Worlds. So
which could benefit her. That could be a huge, huge asset.
Yeah. Listen to the advice given, listen to the critiques, and don't let it strike you in your feels.
Right, because we're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings here
Use
at
it
all.
as
I'm
your
trying to
new
tell you how to win the
approach.
next round.
Holly Haywood, you really make us want Frankie versus Vale.
Buddy, I want to see it. It is a top 5 match I want to see now. And I did not know that tonight. It kicks another match out of my top 5 matches I want to see. Like that's how bad I want to see it.
And it'll be interesting. Like, so I try and be as random as possible, except for the Wapo and Dolly. These two have been going at each other in the EMP chats and other chats for a while now. So it's like, you know what? I'm going to scratch their itch. I'm going to give them round 2 together.
Right.
And speaking of round 2, let me get into that because, yeah, I just got to scroll up a little bit. But I've got it all set out. Now, I wanted to do graphics when I wanted to announce round 2. Sadly, not sadly, I felt I worked my ass off on all the editing and the judging on my own. I needed to spend time with my grandchild today. And I took those few hours that I had before showtime and I spent them loving my grandson as much as I could. And that kid was a happy boy today. And he had to give blood today. So not many babies at 3 months are a very happy boy. When
No. Well, you know, Pete, I bet you he was just glad that Granddad was feeling a little bit better. And could chum it up with him a little bit more than he has been.
I missed
and I
4
think all the
weeks.
competitors
Yeah.
here in Apex are very understanding that you know have been through some things recently. But man, I'm going to tell you, I've been to a lot of opening night shows, and this one, man, has entertained the hell out of me.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I'm glad you were a part of it. I'm glad you were available to help me out.
Oh, it was a
because
pleasure to be a part of it.
Hats
Pleasure.
off to my broadcast partner. His work shift changed drastically, so I had to make changes. So I was very happy that because I've wanted to work with you for quite some time. And
Well,
being able to-
Pete, I've wanted to work with you as well, and this has been a blast. I hope I get invited back.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on to round 2. Now, this match card was already posted for all those, just to give them a little bit more time because I was down for so long. I felt like they deserved a little bit more time in their schedule to get round 2 out of the way with. So, ladies and gentlemen, with a few alterations, we're going to start off round 2 for Block A with the unfiltered Grant Miller taking on Elijah McFly. And you noticed he did not appear in his match tonight. So he could be looking at this as, oh shit, Mr. Walls punished my ass because I failed him the first round. Not the case. Everybody's got to stand up to Grant Miller eventually.
And if Elijah is who Elijah says he is, this shouldn't be an issue.
No.
So,
Vidal Lynn will be entering round 2 in Block A, and she'll be taking on Allison Black, 2 dark characters going toe to toe. I'm very interested to see which direction these two go.
I'm very interested in that match. Both of them bring a lot to the table, so I'm very interested in that match.
The next match is going to be, I think, a barn burner.
Okay.
Because these boys are close. Like they count themselves as family.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this.
Mad T must face Blunt Row.
That's going to be that could be the show stealer right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And another new entrant in a round 2. And take this in mind. Vidal Lynn and this next competitor, they're already behind.
Right.
Just for the simple fact that they could not be involved in round 1. So
and kudos to them.
Yeah. The Prophecy. King Mac Millie will have to take on Dante Black.
That's going to be a good one. Dante's incredible.
I don't know if it's a first for these men, but I think if it is anything else, it is like the second encounter between them.
Right. I don't recall if they have faced. If they have, I don't think it was in Foundation. So I don't think they have.
Now this one, now much like Dollface being very linked towards this man, the sheriff of the Promoverse, Gully Guns, will have to go toe to toe with the leader of LOD, Triple M.
Wow. They got to go through their brothers to get to the gold.
El Wapo, your WGP world champion, will take on Dollface. She's been placating his mind. Let's see if Dollface picks up.
Well, he was clearly ready to face her this week. Let's see if he's ready to face her next week.
Now this one here is going to get you a little bit because
I'm already crying inside. I know where this is headed to. I don't know if I can handle this.
these two are very much a strong, and I probably would say the strongest tag team I have seen in the Promoverse. Franklin Benjamin goes toe to toe with Pretty Petty Peterson.
That tears at my heart. They are, in my opinion, they're right up there with the Smarks as being the best tag team to do this right now. And I'd give them the slight edge. No offense to the Smarks.
Yeah.
I'd give them the slight edge. These guys, to see them face each other, that's going to be something because it hasn't happened. So there's another first. Now, let me rephrase that. In a roundabout way, it's happened, but not in this form, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, because of his work in round 1 of Block B, I felt this man deserved a main event spot. And I'm talking about Vacant Veil, where he will be taking on Gene Emerson.
So Gene gets another chance in Block B's main event to impress.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
But may I say, Gene, this is going to be a tough task. Vacant Veil. Whew. You can do it, Gene. You can do it. I really believe Gene can beat Vacant Veil. But if I had to pick one guy today, Pete, I'm sorry, Pete. I'm mesmerized by this homeless man.
I have been too, and like a lot of people like, oh, you're going to judge him differently because you've known him for so long. This version of this man, I did not know until the Promoverse, and I'm the first one to tell you I would shit all over him if he delivered the garbage he smells like.
Well, he's anything but garbage. I hope he's doing it. I might not mean anything to him, but I can tell you, I'm a fan. So
I love the show. I loved watching, and multiple times watching these promos to get a good grasp of the way I was going to judge it. You all did a commendable job. And some of you that had short notice or your opponent didn't even show up, hats off to you. You still brought the fire. You still brought the fight, and that's what it's all about. And you managed to entertain at the same time. That's one thing I take very, very close to heart is the willingness to entertain. So keep that in mind, because if you ain't entertaining, what the fuck you doing?
Right. And I'm going to tell you, Pete, like I said, I've been to a lot of these opening night shows. This one was entertaining. Every match was solid. Every match was solid, Pete. So kudos to you on that. Kudos to all the performers that are performing that made this exciting. And I think you guys are in for one hell of a ride here in the Promoverse. So.
Can you imagine round 2? Like they're just getting the feel of this right now.
Well, I can tell you just from knowing some of the competitors, Pete, that people like Franklin, Petey, all that, they're not going to give you. They're going to evolve throughout this tournament.
Yeah.
I've watched these guys in tournaments before, so I know, and the fact that they know that it's like it's a G1 style, so they're not eliminated if they lose. So you're going to see some guys try some things. You're going to see some guys take some chances, and you're going to see some guys rev things up. That was level 1, Franklin.
Yeah.
Next week you get level 2, then level 3, level 4, so on and so on. And I promise you, it will amp up each time. I know him well.
I have the anticipation just to see what they're going to bring to the table, because I was expecting, I think, a little less. I thought round 1 would be placated with more issues than it actually was.
Man, it was smooth, man. Smooth.
And I thank those that had the respect to hang in there, give me that little extra time to heal up, because I'm going to be honest, the judging, all the editing was done in the last 3 days because I couldn't even sit here to do the work.
Right.
So I appreciate that time and that you guys still hung in there to the end. and are planning on bringing like the extra little, right where we need it. And
Right.
some of them where we don't need it. You know what I'm saying? Like watch out for petty business, please.
Yeah.
Now, I like to end the show with a final thought, a final word from myself. I'm going to let you take it first, though. And anything you want to, any advice you want to give to these people, or anything on the top of your dome.
Yeah, actually, the big thing I actually want to say to all the competitors here are whether you were successful tonight or whether you were not. Everyone here won tonight. First off, let's get that out of the way. Everybody here did an excellent job. I saw several people put out some of their best performances I have ever seen. So if you did not pick up any points tonight, if you did not get that W, do not let that deter you. Okay? No. Do not let it deter you. Step up your game. Listen to what Pete said. Listen to some of the things I said. Apply those to your promo. Apply them to your promo, and you will start to see the difference. Now, for the winners, Pete, don't get comfortable.
No.
Don't get lazy, because that's not going to win the Apex Championship, if you know what I'm saying.
Believe me when I say I am going purely on merit here. Like
Right.
you get what you put in, and everyone gave today.
Yeah.
Now it's time to give a little bit more.
Right.
Because some of these guys will not hold back. And they're going to make you scratch and claw and fight for every inch that you think you deserve. It's an earning platform. And when someone is finally crowned the world heavyweight champion of AWE, they are going to have that sense that they earned that title. They weren't given it. And that was the most important thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining us tonight. Those that end up watching the replay of the show, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, and that way you get notified when we go live. I will always promote it in my channel and in anywhere else that I can. But have a great night. But most importantly, have a better tomorrow.
That's right.
This is Mr. Wall and Hollywood Haywood signing out for the night. We're out of here.